Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another munching episode of EEPower. So, I've done quite a bit of researching, and I'm planning to do more. However, I do need to go through one tiny little bit of stuff before we manage to do that. So, as you can see here, I marked a 5076 water earth node. And I am going to jar it up since I kind of want its awesomeness for all of myself. I don't really care about the world. I just want to see the world submit to my very power and all of the other stuff. Obviously, I misplaced a bit of glass while I was making this. Now, I'm going to try to jar pretty much all of my nodes the Thaumcraft way, even though it is not going to be the most useful in terms of brightness. Now, I'm going to only temporarily do this. I'm probably, when I get to high enough level of blood magic, I'll do it by the standard way. So we got our waypoint over here. That means I'm going to have to remove it from our available sources of nodes and right click and hope that we got still a normal brightness. Ah, dang it, it's pale. So we're going to want to bring these two nodes that I have to our base and place them such that we'll be able to basically recharge our wands at our base. And we're going to be basically using them as our energy source for all of our thaumaturgic needs. Base aspect-wise, let's make sure that nothing's around us. We have air, Perditio, terre, and water. So we're going to need a good ordo and ignis node. But these are still pale, and we're going to need to work a bit more. So there is an interesting thing that I'd like to talk about, and that is the node merging mechanic, which, since I'm this far away from my base, I might as well explain it here. So node merging is basically similar to how it used to be in the previous versions of Thaumcraft. Thaumcraft 2 more specifically, Thaumcraft 3 more specifically than the other ones. So in this game, you have all these nodes, and they represent all of the aspects of magic that you have available to you. So they are basically points in space that are kind of rent asunder into this alternate energy world that right now we don't really have much of a glimpse into. They are just some sort of energy source that we are able to basically harness in our feeble Minecraft fashion. However, we are able to merge them, those two singularities, into one if we put two nodes together. So since there's a natural attraction between them, since they are of the same world, we are able to put them together. Now, one node will start bullying the other so that it can grab essence from it. So if we have two nodes here, and this is the stronger one, this one will start getting stronger and stronger as this one becomes weaker and weaker until it vanishes in the singularity that occurs. Now, obviously, that is not something that we're going to want if we want a lot of nodes. What we're going to want to do is find the optimal distance where this singularity merging does not occur. And that means we need basically to plant them like trees and have 4 spaces in between them. Now, I did some testing, and this seemed to be the threshold that is required for everything to work. But we're probably going to need to gather more nodes to verify this occurrence. So I think what I'm going to do is, since I have this one as my very powerful one, this has 61, 91 in total, and this one has much more than 91, I'm going to plop them down in that 5 space apart distance and see what we get. So I think also one thing that I will do is have it such that I basically plant them on the second floor and have all of the ore nodes spread out on the second floor, since most of it is going to be my thaumaturgic advancements anyway, there's no point in spreading stuff. So if I were to have that, what type of configuration would occur? Let's see. We have that. That. Then it place somewhat here. Then it pretty much have to be at the center. And then the same for that. So that might not be the most symmetrical. I need to find a nice symmetrical way of doing this, or else it's just gonna look ugly, especially when I have a lot of nodes going around the place. I might have it on the ceiling. Gonna have to think about this. In the meantime, I'm gonna collect more nodes, plant them, find a good configuration, and maybe hang them up as wall decor or something. You know, fun stuff like that. So I'll be right back, do a bit more research, then we can actually go into the new things that we might be able to get into the new things at Thaumcraft. Who would have thought it? So in my research discoveries, I managed to find the wand recharge pedestal, which unfortunately needs Aurum to be able to do the proper stuff. We also need diamonds, gold ingot, and also an arcane pedestal and a primal charm, which is going to take a balance shard as well as those 6. But with the primal charm, we'll be able to do a few different types of things in general. However, we still need the Aurum aspect, which is a bit of a problem because there are really only 2 ways to get the Aurum aspect. Way number 1, which I find the most preferable of the 2, which unfortunately I won't be able to do, is to make a Vis grinder, basically kill wisps in the world, which are basically floating balls of concentrated thaumaturgic energy, and then just basically steal those. Now, unfortunately, I can't do that because, well, it's going to take a while to set up everything, and I don't even have a good place for it near my base to be able to do it, and don't have a good way to kill them. Number 2, break a node. And this gives us a bunch of these ethereal essences, which will give us a bunch of Aurum aspect. Now, I don't want to do this too often. I want to preserve as many nodes as I possibly can, so that I'd be able to have a nice shiny base at the end of all that said. So I'm going to need to get some more magic, going to need to get everything for the primal charm, and then we'll go onwards to see what we can do with this wand recharge pedestal. I think you know what it does just by looking at the name. First up is our primal charm. Let's see how we make that. Air, fire, water. Air, fire, water, earth, ordo. So, air. Yep, that's definitely air. Air, fire, water, earth, ordo, and entropy. Then we get our balance shard. And then 2 bits of gold. And there we go. Wait, did I flash a 7th color? I do not know. So I'm going to hold this primal charm, just do. So this should be able to... It's humming quite smoothly. Now supposedly, if we hold this, we should be able to get some sort of other aspect. Or let's just charge it. That's a lot of aspects. Okay, let's wait for all of our Aurum to cook. That seems to be cooked. Then we're going to need some magic callus. Then we can work finally on actually making this thing. Do you believe in magic? And I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Hope this goes well, because I don't have any backup items to replace it all. Okay, so I put everything in the edge pieces. And I'm gonna have a spare hand so that in case something were to fall off, I'll be able to get it. So there goes the gold. Diamond. That thing. Then the final diamond. Then final diamond, there we go. And now we got our wand recharge pedestal, so that required a bit more potentia. Sorry, Magicalis or whatever it is. Precantatio, there we go. So where should we put this? I think for now we'll put it here. This should be within range of those wands, nodes. So there we go. So we can just leave this on the pedestal and it'll be able to charge off of everything that's there. Right now, unfortunately, we need Ordo and Air. Air we have, so we'll be able to recharge that. However, we have no Ordo, which is a bit of a problem. So we are going to need to get an Ordo node to bring into our layer, and then get... I want to have 9 at least nodes above this one recharge pedestal, so that we'll be able to have everything that we want and desire. Maybe not everything. We are going to need to work on this later on. However, we're not really prepared, especially since there's a moderate instability, which we're going to have to actually tackle. Maybe we can tackle it this episode, but we are going to need something called Talo candles. Candles. I'm just gonna say it like this because I messed up what I said. Be right back, yo. Wow, that was a butchering of everything that everybody loves well and dear. Now it seems that there's a glitch on this. If you watch closely, you see that 2 Ordo per Ordo, so 2 per 1, seems to go into the wand pedestal with this version of Thaumcraft. Now I'm not sure if that's intended. However, it does seem a little cheaty, the fact that this is basically doubling up everything. Not entirely cheaty, it's not completely irredeemable. However, it does become a little sketchy, the fact that I'm pretty much generating free V out of this compared to just zapping them. Then again, seeing as I have 5 nodes, 3 of them are pale, unfortunately. 1, 2, and 3. And 2 are normal. These used to be bright. These used to be normal. Therefore, the chance kind of sucks, really, to get the thing to work. Oh well, let's get a few more nodes. Then I might wanna eventually I might wanna get some sort of mega node. You know, just for fun, while I'm doing other stuff, to just merge a bunch of nodes. We'll see how that goes. Dum da 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 dum 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 da 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 ba da ba 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 da 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 ba da ba 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 da da ba dum bum ba da ba ba da ba ba bum ba da ba ba da ba ba da da da. Okay, so now we have to deal with instability of our altar, and there are a few different ways to deal with instability. One of the easiest ways to do so is to add things that will stabilize it. As I've mentioned, if you put, there's a certain symmetry involved with this runic matrix, and whenever you put something that's out of that stability area, like if I say have something that, like if I put some sort of node over here, like right here, I'd have to add one to the opposite side to make sure that the thing is stable. Obviously, nodes are a little fickle in the sense that they will start to merge, so that's not the best way to do things, and such, we are going to have to take a different approach. So the approach I'm going to do is put some things, we'll explain what they are in a bit. We're going to put some things down under the altar so that we'd be able to have it nice and safe. So what I'm going to do is get a thing here just so that I'll be able to have access, and then I'm going to need to get some way to prevent access for any mobs. Maybe I'll make some sort of structure, but we're just maybe like that, I suppose. Whatever. So I believe that the range of checking for things that add instability is a 7x7 area. I think TTFT cuts told me that. though I might be wrong about that assumption. I probably am wrong. Now, let's see. Now, obviously, adding instability to our structure is not something we're going to have to despawn here. It's not going to be something we want to do, so we're going to want to add stability. If we add one thing on one side and the other on the exact opposite side, we will be able to add stability to the system instead of instability. One such item is our nice tallow candles, which is made by dropping... Well, first we have to get some wax. Let's bring this. We need some magic tallow, which is 2 precantatio and 1 rotten flesh. Then we combine 2 of those with a string and we get white tallow candle. So 8 of these with 32 of these. So this is 64 in total. Then there we go. And we unfortunately still have a bit of... Ooh, that's annoying. So now we still have some magic, but some rotten flesh is left. So break, break. So obviously it was a little too fast. We still have our magic tallow. Unfortunately now we're going to get a bit of taint due to that. So that stuff is going to slowly exit from this area. And then we're going to have to deal with it later. So let's make our candles. That gives us 48 magic candles. And we also have some still over here. So 64 plus 8. We're also going to need to get some more materials. So let's get a few more bricks, then see what we can do with this. So we have a vertical range and a horizontal range. Blech. Words, they be hard. We're going to only deal with the horizontal range for now, though we will want to look at the vertical at a later point in time. So we're just going to put a hole to note the center, and we're only going to be able to hit 48 candles in, well, per platform basically. And let's see, we'll have a nice stairway, so to speak, over here. And now we need to figure out the best way to get the candles down. So if we fill up this entire space, we'll be able to basically have all of our candles in the correct locations for them to work as instability preventers. What we could do is slowly dissect this area. And then just put like those there. Go on each of the sides. Hopefully we can get all of them without being too obtrusive. Then again, some obtrusiveness isn't too bad, really. I mean, all of it, we are trying to make a very stable altar. And thus, a little pain for all of this gain will certainly be lovely. We are going to need to get some more magic, however, and we will also need to get some more flesh. So what I was doing to get all that magic, the precantatio, was okay, we should have, just to interrupt myself, we should have an even amount when we finish. 36. And yes, okay, so that means we placed down 48, and that will be good. Now we're also going to need to place some down here, because obviously this is going to be one place that we want stuff to happen also. So maybe I can be a bit more smart with the placement of everything here. So what was I saying? Ah, yes. What I was using, instead of using the logs, I went out into the desert, and after a bit I managed to find some of those desert flowers. The name escapes me. Ooh, we still have some more. Still have that many more? There must be... Yeah, that's still good. Okay. Some of the desert red things, the name escapes me, but the cinder pearls. Yes, I managed to find cinder pearls. Cinder pearls have 2 herba each, as well as 2 fire, but they also have 2 precantatio, which is quite good considering. The thing that it turns into, which is the, forgive me for my ignorance, but it is the blaze powder, it only has 1 magic per. So there was no point in making it into its blaze powder, because that would basically mean we'd have less magic. So if we place these last 2, we now have a pretty dang stable altar. So we should be able to go and basically make stable stuff. Yay! Words, they be hard. I am horrible. Okay. Now that we've done all that, since we have a stable altar, we'll be able to do some more stuff. However, we need to go into the alchemy things to be able to... Whoops, that is not good stuff. We're going to need to get into the alchemy stuff to basically have any hope for continuing. So, let's research some more alchemy stuff, then we'll be back. We are back in our base, and now you actually have to wonder, why the heck are we here? Aren't we doing magic? Well, I'm figuring that one of the things that would make it very nice in the magic area was to have a bunch of bricks laid out. And I don't mean like the stone bricks, monotony, gray, 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 and look, hey, here's some gray. I was thinking of actually having the red and white bricks. Now, I'm not going to turn all American on you guys, because heck, I'm not, but I'm thinking that having such a system to create all that bricks would be a good idea. Now, the problem is, we don't have the clay for that. The solution is, make some of our own. So let's check some clay. And one of the methods to create clay is to use a chemical injection chamber on dirt using water vapor. Chemical injection chamber, let's check what that is. An injection chamber requires reinforced alloys, elite controls, and reinforced alloys. So we're going to have to obviously put some diamonds for a metallurgic infuser, and that will require another metallurgic infuser. Let's check. I mean, we might as well attempt to make this sort of stuff, but let's make another metallurgic infuser. We should have everything we need. Metallurgic infuser is quite easy, actually. We don't have the cobblestone. That's an easy enough thing to solve. Cobblestone, thank you very much. So we're going to need 2 ferni. Get all that, and we should have everything else that we need. Redstone preparedness is completely intact, as you can see. Now, this is going to be something that we're probably going to need at a later time anyway, so I don't feel too bad in making it now. In fact, it's probably a good thing that I'm making it now instead of having to do it later, when I am probably not going to know what to do. And this is something that I think would be worth the diamond investment cost. So metallurgic infuser, we're going to need to add some power lines, and we're probably going to want to make our structure around here. There we go. Metallurgic infuser, just to cap things off, I suppose. So what are we going to need in here? We are going to need our diamond dust, and we're going to need our diamonds. So let's see, do we need a full diamond to be able to get the compressed diamonds? Diamonds. We only have so many diamonds, so compressed diamonds I hope we'll be able to get. What was it? We need an injection chamber. And that's easy enough. How do we make that? Enrichment chamber gets that. Okay, good thing we checked that. So enrichment chamber, this is what we need. We'll set that, and then we'll need to throw that back in. We'll grab the output here, since it won't actually go into the other slot. There we go. Compressed diamond, let's see what we get out of this. We get 10 uses. So we're going to need 4 of those, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those in total, and we're also going to need these as well. So we're going to need a few of those enriched alloys. It doesn't seem like I have any on hand right now, so I'm going to need to actually void one of these and put in this instead. So dump. Oops. Well, that was a waste. So I resisted with great difficulty of going full NEI on this. I mean, come on, that was really annoying, and set me back quite a bit. Anyways, let's not even bother talking about that. So 8 reinforced alloys ready for service. We're going to need 2 each for that. So we have our elite control circuits, we have this, we need our gold, and yes, it is a purification chamber, and we have those. Now we have our chemical injection chamber. That, unfortunately, is only one of a few things that we need. We also need to make a rotary condensator. I think this is the thing, yes, and this is meant to convert water into our nice friendly little thing, which is going to be our water vapor, which is finally going to be responsible for our well-being of awesomeness. Now, well-being of awesomeness is supposed to mean, among other things, probably complete nonsense. Complete nonsense to a lot of people, I might add. Let's see. We are going to need to get access to our water, which I think is here. Yes, it is. And it is actually here. Okay, so if we work our way back over there, we'll be able to get it. I think we do have some pipes available to us. We should do. I don't think we would have ran out of them just because. Conduits. Where are thou? Conduits! There we go. I hope an Enderman doesn't go in here because I am mildly unprepared without my pants. Pants are definitely a necessary thing, modicum of safety and awesomeness that are going to be required. Now, actually, one thing that I can do is just simply that. There we go. We got our water? Yes, we do. Is it connected to anything? No, it isn't. Should it be? Yeah, probably. We can't connect it as the last thing, so we're probably going to have to do something like this. There we go. And then like that. Then we'll worry about the power stuff, etc. afterwards. Probably going to worry about it now, so let's put that there. So, condensator. Let's actually make the condensator. We're going to need gold, redstone, which I hope we're not out of. If we're out of redstone, we're going to be in a very dire situation. Because then we'll need to run out and get some more redstone. We're out of redstone, aren't we? There's still hope! And by hope, I mean, of course, running out to get the 52 redstone that happen to reside near my Thaumcraft area. Oh boy, I really need some sort of teleportation area or method to save me. Let's see. I don't think I'm able to automatically do it, but I'm just gonna do this anyways. Energy tablet, unstackable. We need a dynamic tank. One of these. Yep, good. And do we have everything else? We just need the circuit, which we already have. And we need to get a tank. Think. As well just use this. Good. Because I'm not going to use the stored hydrogen in here anyways, because I already have a perfect system. So let's see. Energy tablet. There. Glass we have. Yep. There. And I'm pretty sure a steel casing would do. Why not a dynamic tank? And, oh, I don't know, a basic circuit should be good enough. There we have our rotary condensator. This will be for converting our water into some other usable form of stuff. And since it's going to go directly to our stuff, we can just place it there. So we want our gas to face the other way. I wonder, can we shift right click? Nope, shift right clicking does not work. We're gonna have to place this. Get that. Click. Now we have our gas, we have our liquid going in here. And we want to decondensate all of this into water vapor. That shouldn't be too bad of an operation. Now we have that going. And we'll tidy that up at a later point in time. Should be an easy enough thing to do. Now we need our chemical injection chamber right here for our final operation. Now we have our water vapor, we have our RF. Now we should just throw in our dirt, and we'll use this water vapor to make our clay as an end result. Good, perfect, easy, simple enough to do. And we'll just need to have this overarching over there. Yep. probably. Okay, so now we need to make our dirt. Dirt should be pretty simple, supposedly, you'd think. I mean, come on, it's dirt. It should be an easy enough thing, so let's check. And we have a metallurgic infuser, which needs biofuel. If we check the metallurgic infuser, you got one of those. So metallurgic infuser, you already have that. This will be set to make our dirt. Now we need our biofuel, which is created using a crusher and some sort of product. So let's get our crusher and our energy for our crusher right there. And what we can probably do eventually is have it so that it just, goes out. Let's not even worry about this. Auto eject, we want our blue to eject to our right. And we'll have it auto eject, so output is blue. We're going to want to feed our red from the top. Good. We will probably use a hopper for that. Most likely the best means of operation in this, at least for a temporary thing. Now, what are we going to use for our stuff? I am glad you asked, because it's rather simple. What we're going to use are some birch saplings, because we have a plentiful supply over there. So by just dumping in like a stack and a bit of birch saplings, we should get all the biofuel that we possibly should need for these operations. I mean, we could probably just have it as one-time things, but there's no point. Okay, let's see. This also needs to accept from the back, so red. Strict input. Auto eject to the right. And pretty much everything else is gone. And we're not getting everything. Ah, yes, because this needs to go into the purple instead. Purple. It's not actually crushing it, is it? No, it isn't. Okay, why aren't you going in? Okay, I'm gonna have to be right back. Oh, it's because it is actually going in. Okay, one biofuel is equaling 5, and it seems like 2 are put in at the same time. So let's get a bit of sand. I believe this is our sand barrel. Sand. Okay. I don't know how much is needed, but let's see. It should be a slow enough process that we can make it on our own. We have 12 bits of clay over there already. And now we have our dirt. And now we should auto eject. Good. Auto eject our blue. Dark blue. And there. Nope, not auto ejecting because we need our red to also be that side. There we go, now it's working. And we got our chemical injection, we got our biofuel, our birch saplings are working, now we have our sand. Now we only have one more thing that's really needed for this to finally finish off the grand Shazam. And that is to configure this, that it can also go down. Why would we want to do that? Well, that is quite easy. We're going to want to have this go out over here so that we can configure this to accept sand in there without a filter, since nothing else will be on this system, and this will be auto eject into here. But the input, of course, needs to be at the bottom so that we have sand going in our system. And after a quick bit of tidying up with this system, and once we get some covers, it pretty much works perfectly. The only variable that we need is, well, for one, we need to bring these to an actual system, and that requires having this completely disabled, bringing that over there, and basically having the exported goods temporarily go over there. Now what I'm thinking is we'll have this as a completely different thing. We'll have this as a gray. We'll extract it, and obviously nothing will be extracted automatically. We are going to have this as here, and it is going to need to be an auto push. It's probably going to be an auto push. I don't think it's a necessary product. However, it is going to be nice. So then we can have our gray go into some sort of barrel. That'll go where? I think the best location would probably be over here. So let's see. Can we actually place this without being a complete derp? No, we cannot. We are going to have to improvise. So bring this over here. Probably over here instead with our wrench. So we don't want this to connect. In fact, we want this to go off because it's not needed. We'll also have this not want to connect because frankly it's useless cargo. Then we can connect this without the useless cargo there. And now we're just going to need our barrel. It should be an easy enough thing to craft without a crafting table, of course, because, you know, I'm a boss like that. Going to need logs, which we don't have. You can tell the preparedness is strong in this one, but no matter, we can just simply have this as a chest, as a temporary matter. That'll fill up with our clay goods while we wait. Insert gray. And now we get all of that stuff out of here because it's not necessary. Heck, all this zinc, I don't even know why it's here. Let's just put you there, and let's put you over here, I suppose. I don't know. I don't work here. Oh, now we have a clay system. The clay system's not perfect by any means. We are still going to need to work on it a bit in the sense that we will have to have a barrel there instead. But considering, well, barrel there, and also we're going to need to have a line from the outside to basically bring all of our products over here, since quite frankly we are going to want to have our products here and not have to worry about them by heading out and grabbing birch saplings just to shove into here. Because, as you can see, we almost already are out of birch saplings. And we're out of shovel, actually, so that would also be a better use for the stuff. But just shoving in some birch saplings over there will complete this because we have more than enough biomass, we have more than enough water vapor, and now we have pretty much more than enough clay. And I am satisfied about that. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Could probably use this. WayofTime here, signing off. I am definitely using this. Have a wonderful day.